Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is our official first video. I didn't want to make too big a deal about it, so I did kind of just get ready to hop straight into this. But today I wanted to read with you guys, fresh out of the New Testament. It is the parable of unlimited forgiveness told by Jesus Christ to his apostle Peter, and I just think it's a really beautiful parable because it's about forgiveness, and a lot of us feel like you know um, treat other people like we're treated. You do you, I'll do me kind of mentality. But in all reality, forgiveness isn't for like someone else. I don't forgive somebody to like for them. I forgive somebody for me. But um but we'll just let the passage speak for itself. I'm going to be reading out of the Passion Translation. It's only the New Testament. It's the newest translation of the Bible, but it does a really good job of bringing like the emotion and the passion, obviously, out of the things that Jesus taught. And so I really like to use this one. And this is, if you want to, keep this for yourself, it's Matthew 18:21, the parable of unlimited forgiveness. But it says, later, Peter approached Jesus and said, "How many times do I have to forgive my fellow believer who keeps offending me? 7 times?" Jesus answered, "Not 7 times, Peter, but 70 times 7 times." Hold on. Let me get some light in here. He said, "Not 7 times, Peter, but 70 times 7 times." The lessons of forgiveness in heaven's kingdom realm can be illustrated like this. And this is where the parable begins. He says, "There once was a king who had servants who had borrowed money from the royal treasury. He decided to settle accounts with each of them. As he began the process, it came to his attention that one of his servants owed him $1 billion, obviously an unpayable amount, especially for the time, let alone now. So he summoned the servant before him and said to him, 'Pay me what you owe me.' When his servant was unable to repay his debt, the king ordered that he was sold as a slave along with his wife and children and every possession they owned as a payment toward his debt. The servant threw himself face down at the master's feet and begged for mercy. 'Please be patient with me. Just give me more time, and I will repay you all that I owe you.' Upon hearing his pleas, the king had compassion on his servant and released him and forgave him for his entire debt. No sooner had the servant left when he met one of his fellow servants who owed him $20,000. He seized him by the throat and began to choke him, saying, 'You better pay me right now everything you owe me.' His fellow servant threw himself face down at his feet and begged, 'Please be patient with me. If you'll just give me the time, I will repay you all that is owed.' But the one who had his debt forgiven stubbornly refused to forgive what was owed to him. He had his fellow servant thrown into prison and demanded he remain there until he repaid the debt in full." How do you repay a debt that you owe to somebody when they threw you in prison? That man was going to be there forever after just being forgiven for a debt so many times more than his. But anyway, when his associates saw what was going on, they were outraged and went to the king and told him the whole story. The king said to him, "You scoundrel, this is the way you respond to my mercy? Because you begged me, I forgave you the massive debt that you owed me. Why didn't you show the same mercy to your fellow servant that I showed you?" In a fury of anger, the king turned to him. I'm so sorry. In a fury of anger, the king turned him over to the prison guards to be tortured until all his debt was repaid. In the same way, my heavenly Father will deal with any of you if you do not release forgiveness from your heart toward your fellow believer. So at the end of the day, forgiveness isn't for somebody else. Forgiveness is for our peace. You know, it's everybody thinks that um somebody does you wrong, then you need to do this person wrong, or maybe not even do this person wrong, but it's okay to remove yourself from somebody's life or remove somebody from the situation and still love that person and still forgive that person and still want the best for that person. Especially if that person is a believer in Jesus Christ. And so, yeah, if you want to take that parable home with you, it's Matthew 18:21, unlimited forgiveness. And yeah, that's really all I got for you. Just let that sink in. Read it a couple times whenever maybe you're feeling um, any type of way towards somebody. Just remember that forgiveness is for you, not for them. So that's it. See you.